I feel like we should
All
just do it like fluently, like whatever, just like come in right now. Anyway, welcome to the Journey into Nerdom podcast. This week, I am your host, S on Native, along with me and my fellow co-hosts, my brother, Forever Delicious, aka Mike,
Hey,
and our buddy from Money,
smooth.
Zen Pixel, aka
Hello.
EJ. Yeah.
Hey, hey.
Trying to do something fun. Anyway, me and Michael were talking about this week. Kind of slow. It's kind of like clickbaity news this week. I don't know if you want to get into all that stuff. We can, but you know, it's weird. But
Like, what
also
do you
we're
mean
talking
clickbaiting?
clickbaity, like as in like oh, certain people, this thing is how damn it,
This
I
thing's
lost
still in
it now.
production. This
Yeah,
thing's
this
still.
thing's still, or we're still being edited. This person said this and this person said that. Double
No, let's talk
K
about
said
that.
Double K said there's no um sources, or it's nothing to like there's no source material for a particular galaxy far far away.
That the one we spoke about like 2 days ago, and how that's everyone's reason nowadays. My sources say so and so, so and so.
Yeah.
Wow.
All the sources were like, yeah, they were saying like the whole thing about it not being having, or it having like three different endings or whatever, and like the test community, or the test like screenings have been really bad. And like
Yeah.
people were saying that, like, some of them were like saying, oh, that's not true, like there's no test screenings, like my sources say there was no test screenings. Then they came back saying, well, my sources said there were, and so my sources are correct, and everything that keeps coming off of Reddit seems to be coming true. So my sources.
Sources,
My
sources,
source,
sources,
We got
sources,
sources
sources.
everywhere.
my sources are superior to your sources,
Hmm.
and it's really, I don't know. I don't like way it is right now this week, because it's all leading up to Star Wars, the premiere of Star Wars,
Yeah.
and like it or not, or love them or hate them, it's gonna end. Some people wish, I feel like those people that really want like the like it to be bad, they really want it to be bad just so they can just, you know uh dump on, Lucasfilm and, Disney for ruining Star Wars.
Hmm.
And they'll just have material, just for that, and
Yeah.
just it's
Like I was
really,
right.
yeah, I was right. Like, see, I was right. And
Yeah.
we were talking about that, and we're just saying, like, what if you're wrong? Like, what happens if that is? It's like you won't. I don't think you will accept that. Honestly,
They
Yeah.
might
Even
not,
if
but
it's
then
good.
yeah.
they'll
Even if it's good.
they'll back out and be like, "Well, I knew it was always going to be good." Something like that. It'd just be like something stupid like that, right?
I don't think they'll
Like
say
I
like
never said that I wanted to see it fail. I just thought it would, or
yeah.
something stupid along those lines. Anyway.
Yeah. Like, would they own up to it? Like, oh, I was wrong, my bad. Or would they just say,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, this is what I thought it was. My sources said that it would be good.
Like my sources were wrong apparently. So.
Yeah.
It's always
See,
tossing the buck.
I always feel like too that they would say, well, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. It's still bad.
No,
You know.
that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, that whole thing was just funny to me. That all that time, and it's still ongoing too. So, well, it's always, like I said, it's always going to be ongoing until the movie comes out. So find your
They see it.
sources. Out your sources. I want to out these people. I would like to see, like, where are your sources from? Oh, we can't tell you. Then your whole thing is a lie, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's
Like,
so
no,
shady because it's like
yeah,
the real news people, they don't want to give their sources because it's like was it like witness protection? what if the source is deep within Lucasfilm? What if it's someone who's working like as a PA
What
who's
if
like,
it's
"Yeah, I
Kennedy
saw this."
herself?
Yeah, who's tossing all these sources out?
You see, I would like if I was like a horrible person and doing stuff like that, I would like let's see who's the one that's gonna get fired. I'm gonna tell all these things to certain people, and whoever says whoever whenever I hear it on the internet, I know who it was.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna spread information of lies, a web of lies.
Yeah,
Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. I don't know.
You'll never know.
You'll never know until I fire that dude. Haha! Found your source.
yeah.
Sources.
I found the leak.
My
Or
sources.
someone actually just says, "Yeah, this is full of crap." Like what
Yeah.
happened with Joker 2? That happened.
Yeah.
It was like a perfect example of source being going wrong, and they jumped the gun. And then, like, even the director said, "Yeah, this is a lie. I've never said that at all."
Oh, is that was that a lie?
Yeah,
Was
Todd
that
Phillips
not
said he
true?
never said that at all, and THR, the Hollywood Reporter, jumped the gun on reporting it.
I'm reporting that he's gonna do a sequel.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
like they're interested,
Yeah.
but he never said that they're going to do a sequel.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I would say. I think if it's gonna happen, I think it would be more studio involved. It'd be more studio rather than him. Just be like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, why would I? Still haven't seen the film, but from what I've seen, from everyone's take on it, it's pretty darn good.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was a solo film, to be honest. Like, yeah, like, everyone was like, "What's set in the Batman world in the Gotham City? You know, you can do a lot with it." Like, yeah, but you can also have standalones in certain places. I mean, come on, like, you don't need to have like a trilogy or like a freaking yeah. You don't need a trilogy.
You don't need
or
to keep.
anything
Yeah, you don't need more sequels or anything like that.
Yeah.
If it's fine as a standalone, it's fine as a standalone. This irks me. But yeah. But I'd be like, if I was him, I'd be like, I don't think I want to make this. A lot of you guys like turned your back on me. Now you're like all praising me because you know, you guys spread all those lies about like all those things. Like, oh, don't go here. We're gonna have like somebody might do something horrible at the theater. Like this is all just evil stuff. This is a movie for evil people or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like a lot of movies can be made evil for evil people. Disney movies, kids movies, space wizards. I don't know. Anyway, on to that because I don't really want to talk about that because. Yeah, did you hear? Speaking of just going back to Star Wars. Speaking of, did you hear that about them about what? Kathleen Kennedy did an interview on Rolling Stone. I got that. I actually looked into that. I wanted to see if that was true. If it was like a high, like praised, like paper or interviewer or whatever that she talked to or whatever. It wasn't just from like some like secondary or third party source, like some like what comic book review or whatever.
Yeah.
Those guys. I didn't want. I wanted to make sure where they got their source. I wanted to make sure, and I was like, okay, all right, yeah. It was on like she interviewed for Rolling Stone, and she said like it's hard to make Star Wars sequels because there is no source material. Like what she means is like there's no like stories or comics or whatever. That's why the superhero genre is like filled with material. Like she said, there is nothing that they can rely on.
Yeah, she said that. Yeah, she
Oh
did.
god. And that I am very upset about that because I was like, well, even though like the EU really wasn't like canon, really.
Yeah.
Like some of it, like most of it wasn't, I believe, because I think even George probably didn't. He never really said it was none of it was canon. It was just like, he just let everyone like do whatever they wanted.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. Just like, do your own story. You want droids to be force sensitive? Sure, what?
but yeah, even then too, like it doesn't. I really think you could still rely on the EU a whole lot, but they just like, no, we're gonna throw all the like all the Dark Horse comics and everything that was before uh, the sequel trilogy away. So
Yeah,
there's no Old Republic, or there's no story so there's no stories in the Old Republic, and there's nothing after Return of the Jedi. That's what it is.
see,
Go
like
ahead.
with that stuff,
Yeah.
I always have this rule with canon, especially Star Wars canon. If
Mhm.
there's like A, B, and C canon, right? So like the
Yeah.
A stuff is the movies, like
Mhm.
those are the main canon.
Yeah.
So whatever comic book came during EU, if they don't make a source saying that that's not canon, then it's still canon in my head. Because like Old Republic, what source do you have to say, oh, that didn't exist?
Yeah.
Or what source do you have in the present canon say that never happened? Because right now in the Clone Wars cartoon, at least, we have like they talk about the Old Republic, but they don't really say it.
Yeah. I mean, they have like Darth. What is it?
The Bane,
Bane. Yeah. And I
Bane,
was like,
yeah,
wow. Okay.
yeah, he's EU.
He's
Like,
EU. Yeah. He's
yeah. So is
EU.
Thrawn,
Thrawn. Yeah.
and
Grand
yeah, I
Thrawn.
haven't watched
Yeah.
Rebels, but apparently he's
Yeah.
in. Yeah,
But yeah, it's just like, like you guys can take some stuff, but I'm pretty sure they just don't want to give like money to the people that actually wrote those stories.
yeah,
Say,
that's
like,
what I
here's-
feel
Yeah.
too. And the rights is a little wonky about that because he said Dark Horse owns
I
some of
think
the
it was
comics,
Dark.
and it's
Yeah, I was
like,
gonna say. 'Cause
yeah,
I have some that are Dark Horse comics before Marvel took over
for the
for them.
Purge.
Yeah, yeah, for the Purge. Yeah, pretty much. Um, yeah, and it's just
Yeah, what
really
does she know?
kinda-
What
Yeah,
does she really
yeah,
know?
yeah. It just irks me because yeah, you
Yeah.
have all these things. You can actually, I would say, you can ask for permission to like, hey, can I use some of this, some of that, some of this, some of that? You'll get some, maybe like 5%, maybe, or maybe that's a little bit too much. I don't know.
Yeah, I know, right? Like
Some
10
little
million,
royalties. Yeah.
10 or something. Yeah, see, like Alis Aquila, I believe, Alis Aquila, Coruscant, and
Mhm.
the guy with the yellow like strip on his nose. I forget his name. He was in
Quinlan Voss.
Quinlan Voss. Yeah, okay, yes, yeah, that sounds familiar. Quinlan Voss. They're all EU people.
Yeah.
So like Lucas just bought it out, or just said, "Yeah, I'll use your stuff and my stuff." Like Coruscant's
Mhm.
still EU, I believe.
Oh, really?
Like,
You didn't
yeah,
have
they
like
never called it
flagship.
Coruscant.
I was gonna say, okay, you
Yeah.
never had a.
Yeah, they never called it Coruscant itself. They just said like the city and stuff.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah. But I was gonna say, like, if they are like, because I always heard that there's a rumor that Mara Jade will be in this one too, as well, the third movie, Rise of Skywalker, and I was like, that's EU as well. I'm like, well, like guys are kind of just like nitpicky, like just taking little things here.
Yeah,
Or maybe they won't even call her Mara Jade. They'll call her like Jara Maid or something like that.
Jara Maid.
Yeah.
It's gonna be weird because Mara Jade is like the wife of
Yeah.
Luke.
Yeah.
So it's like,
For people that don't know, yeah, that's like Luke has a wife in the
Yeah.
extended universe. EU. That's what okay, sorry guys. People that don't know.
or Legends, or it's now called
Yeah, or Legends. Yeah. True.
But yeah, they are cherry picking because this whole story about Kylo and Rey sounds a lot like Han's kids during EU. Because like
Yeah,
one of
I was
Han's
gonna
kids goes to the dark side,
Mm-hmm.
and that's Ben.
I was
or
gonna say,
Joe,
isn't his
whoever.
name Ben? I
Yeah.
was gonna say, isn't his name Ben? I just forgot about
Yeah,
that.
I believe his name is Ben. It's either Ben or Anakin,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
because it's Leia named him after their dad.
Yeah.
So it might have been Anakin, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, there's twins, and then one they're both force sensitive, obviously, because of the Skywalker blood. and one goes to the dark side. Spoilers, I guess. Kills
Yeah,
Mara
yes.
Jade and goes like on his own rampage. And the sister, I forget her name, has to train with Boba Fett to fight her brother because Boba Fett is like an anti-Jedi like general or something like that. Like he, not like in the sense of like he hates Jedi, but in the sense of he knows how to take them down,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
it's been around. Speaking of Mandalores, well, we'll get to that later. But man,
oh man, my pants.
yeah. But yeah, like yeah, I really wish she kind of didn't say that because like now people have fuel, like way more fuel for
Than
like
usual.
the hatred,
Yeah.
that hatred toward them, and it's just like, oh, like don't say stuff like that because we know that you're just you're
Just winging it.
Yeah, you're just winging
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Well,
they should.
honestly, they are just
Yeah.
they have been winging it the whole time. It's like they never really like developed anything for it.
Well,
They never
He
really
JJ.
tried.
JJ
did.
had a good
He
start.
tried, and then
yeah.
Rowan Johnson, ruined everything.
I don't know what the hell that was about. Like, was JJ like, okay, I'm gonna make my own story, and was there a lot of pushback from Kennedy? And then when he left and Rowan Johnson came in, like Kennedy found a perfect meat puppet to play with.
I
don't think so. I want to say, yeah, probably.
They agree
He's
a lot on stuff.
Probably a yes man. Yeah, I was gonna say. He's like, whatever
Yeah.
you agree, Miss Kennedy or Mrs. Kennedy, I'll agree with. But like, yeah, he was just like, I think it was just mostly like because they didn't really have a set. I mean, they didn't really plan it. Honestly, JJ did. He had from the movie, yes, okay, but honestly, I don't think they really set anything into play for the 3 movies that they wanted. Like,
See, it's
okay,
like,
because like JJ had all this stuff set up, right? Then the next director would say, "Okay, you can play around with these characters, but you still have to, there's still things that we want in the second movie that you should, apply for. You should add into what JJ has already made, and the third one will be the conclusion. Obviously, for these set characters.
Yeah.
But Mark or whatever, I don't know, Colin Trevorrow, she fired him.
Yeah.
The movie and bring back JJ. Well, because honestly, Rowan Johnson ruined it, and so they have to bring back the dude that set it up to try to pick up the pieces together and make it happen. Something happen at least.
And what doesn't even make sense too is that all of her production crew, from director to even Mark Hamill himself, were saying like, I don't think Luke is supposed to act like this.
Yeah.
Like, and then Rowan Johnson just like, oh yeah, that's true, and then moved on and never talked about it ever again.
Yeah. Oh god. No, I'll never forgive them for what they did to him. Honestly. But Mandalorian's kind of helping helping it out. Bring me back a little bit.
Yeah.
Good writing on that part. But yeah, let's just go right to the Mandalorian because I want to talk about that third
Let's
episode
do it
because it is freaking. Yes.
Yeah.
It was.
Are we gonna break it down from the beginning to the end, or
if
do a
you
little
want
foreplay?
you want to break it down? Land on go back to what? I don't know what that
port city. I don't even remember what it's called.
Whatever that little
Discount
city
Mos
is. And he delivers the Bobby Yoda. By the way, spoilers. Who cares right now? Well, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. What are you doing?
Yeah, do it. Sign your soul to Disney, like I did for 3 years.
Oh man, goes back and delivers the baby Yoda to the I would say Imperial scientists. He kind of like regrets it. Then I'm trying to like simplify it, but not trying to oversimplify
What's
it.
with spoilers or with no spoilers?
With spoilers. I should just say with spoilers.
Okay.
He kind of regrets it for like because he doesn't know what they're gonna do to it, and it's the Empire, so I would think he'd be like, well, something's not right here. Well, he tries to go back to but they also give him his reward for bringing it in was all of that what is it,
Beskar steel, which is
Beskar
just
steel?
Mandalorian iron in the EU,
Yeah.
but whatever. It's Beskar steel.
See,
But,
there you go again.
Speaking of which, before we start again, like remember when we spoke, I think last week about, or was it off the show, but whether or not there was like a woman in the Mandalorian clan, and like it took like 5 minutes. So was that off the show, or was that?
It was off the show.
Off the show, but
yeah, because people were complaining about that. Yeah, people were complaining that there was no women in there, and I was like, "What are you talking about? The Forger is a woman."
See, I'm thinking the Forger, or at least the blacksmith, whatever they call it in Star Wars, it's like the chieftain, because I get that vibe from her.
Yeah, I would say so too, because she like possesses knowledge of like everything, like what their traditions are.
Right.
Yeah. So I would say she is someone of great importance to that culture, the Mandalorian way.
Yeah.
It's like they started fighting. They were gonna kill each other, and then she was just like, "Hey, you guys should stop." Or she let them, vent out their frustrations. Not babying them, and just before they're about to slice each other's throats, she did like some crazy move that like stopped them.
Yeah. I think she just said she was just talking about like the philosophy of or the the ways of the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had to respect it in every which way.
Yeah, they never have to take off their helmet, which I loved. By the way, that they and it's in their religion or in their following or whoever, is that they cannot take their helmet off because it would be a great dishonor.
That's awesome, because I like that, because it seems like it's like two things that I think I like is because it's like Native American culture as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Like if you cut it, it's like a great disrespect. Well, a certain tribes, it's like it's very disrespectful to cut your hair off. Like it's only like if you cut your hair, it's only like for like if you're mourning loss or anything like that. Like if you're really in extreme mourning or something like that. Yeah. And like also it's like going on different thing. It's like a because me and Michael love wrestling, and in Mexican style wrestling, lucha libre, the masked wrestler is very popular, and it's a very dishonorable thing to take off their mask. Yeah. And I was like, haha, that's awesome. I like it.
Like that's why you assholes don't take off your helmets.
Because it's very like they treat it with respect and everything like that. It's just like when like they're like a heel, the bad guy in the wrestling. Like if they that's like a very heelish thing if you ever do that. A very horrible thing if you like take off the masked wrestler's mask.
Yeah.
So, and I was like, this is awesome. I like it. I really like it. I really like the fact that they're like, oh no, never take off my helmet. Like, don't you ever take off my helmet.
Which makes me think it's like I have to say I haven't watched Rebels yet. I have Disney Plus, but Satine doesn't have her helmet on.
Yeah.
So it speaks a little bit more. Not Satine. I forget her name. The one in Rebels, like the teenage Mandalorian.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have her helmet off.
Yeah.
But it's like it's a dishonor because her family's been dishonored.
Yeah, it's a dishonor. Yeah, because even then, when she meets other Mandalorians, she has her mask on, and they're like, "Where'd you get that armor?" And she was like, "Who's your family, or what is your family?" And she says that, and she says her family name, and they're just like, "Oh, that oh, you're from a dishonorable family. Like, we're gonna kill you." Like, something. Like
take off your helmet. Oh man, that's crazy. That gives me chills just because we've never really, because I mean, at least me, I just thought Boba Fett was hot shit. Like no one really, he doesn't have much dialogue. He dies like in the first 5 minutes. But knowing his background and his culture gives me more respect and laugh at him more because he died that quickly.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like that. The fact that he has his helmet on and love it. Like Grace in general really doesn't like.
Oh, does she? Oh,
yeah.
Really?
If you read her reviews, if you watch her reviews on the show, she's just like, why does he keep having that helmet on? And it's just like really gripes her, and I'm like we need to see.
They said it in the episode.
Yeah, they said it in the episode. It's a very disrespectful thing or dishonorable thing for them to have their helmets taken off. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, because even then she was also saying the blacksmith was saying like, you know, we are both predator and prey. And also, I was talking to Mike too, and I was delving into that. I was talking to Mike, and we were talking about that. And it's like, I don't know if you really would you really want to, or no, let's just say, if you take his helmet off, you take away the, you know, the mystery and the danger that he brings or whatever around him. Like how everyone just like hates him, but they don't know who he is.
Yeah.
It'd be like taking Batman's helmet off. Like everyone
it was we were talking about it, and I was comparing it to the end of Arkham Knight. Spoilers. For a rather mixed game, but anyway.
Garbage.
Yeah. Anyway, like, because they tell you who he is. Like Scarecrow was like, yeah, here. He's Bruce Wayne. And then after that, like, all the villains are just like, whatever. Even like the thugs and stuff like that, like, whatever. We know who he is. We can beat him.
Like, we're not scared of you anymore.
Yeah.
You lose that fear, that fear that, you know, the nameless or the faceless entity that comes around and, like, you know, oh, it's him, you know, stuff like that. Like, why would you get rid of that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like he doesn't smile when he's killing you. Like if you're his prey, he doesn't smile, he doesn't laugh. You just see the faceless expression of that T visor.
Yeah,
and it's nothing personal. You just lost, and there's nothing. It's not my ego. It's not my pride. I'm not happy about this. It's just you're weak and I'm stronger. And you can see the reflection off my helmet.
Yeah, I was thinking Grace.
Yeah,
I was talking about Grace. I'm like, the biggest baddie in Star Wars universe never takes off his helmet
until the end, and it's like he's undone. But he's undone physically and mentally and stuff, you know. Like, this is my son. I did, all the younglings, all the killing I've done. You know?
I'm like, like if you saw Vader without his helmet on, that humanizes him, which we did. We kind of did. We kind of get to see what he looks like in Empire. But you know, I was even telling Michael, I was like, even then, like when he turns around, he's like kind of pissed off at that general.
You don't see his face.
Yeah, you don't see his face. He was like really mad, upset about like the general like came in and saw him like that. But anyway, that was just so awesome. I love that. We can talk about a whole bunch about that part.
Yeah,
I think that was like the apex of that series, because I like when they just throw in. You know, they throw in all that kind of information or traditions or whatever backstory to every like culture or whatever stuff like that in a movie, and I'll be like, oh, this is awesome. I love it. Like they give us reason why they do certain cultures or certain people do this and that way, this way, that way. You know, like scavenger, like Jawas are scavengers, and like that's what he was saying. He's like, we don't. Like he's like, when they said they destroyed my ship, he's like, they didn't destroy it. They just took it apart. They don't destroy. They just, you know, they scavenge. They're just scavengers.
They dismantled the ship.
Yeah, they just dismantled.
Gutted her.
But all right. Even then, after that, okay, he gets all of his new shiny armor, which is awesome. cool. He goes back to the bounty hunter guild or whatever he's at, and he tries to find a new job. Takes a job, but he's just kind of more concerned, still kind of concerned about that little baby Yoda.
Yeah, he keeps bringing it up every time he gets, and it's very unbecoming.
Yeah, it's very unkind of him. And even the guild master is just like, kind of like,
Why does it matter?
Yeah, what does it matter? And he himself has some steel, has some bounty or Mandalorian,
which kind of pissed me off, honestly.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's gonna show up some other time. Yeah.
Well, just not that, but like, hey, these are the spoils of your whole race, of your people.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like, cutting your hair and like toting it around, like, hey, I got paid too, and it's like hair. It's like, wait, what? Like, why would you have that? Why would you show that, knowing how he feels about that? But that's just me.
Oh man, but yeah, okay, yeah. So he has like second thoughts, and he tries to go. He feels like he's on his way to do the bounty, but then he's like, second guesses. He stops himself and he goes back and he wants to find out what's happening to that baby. So he like scouts the area out, and then eavesdrops in, and he finds out that they might kill that little guy. Yeah. So he does everything in his path, or everything he can to rescue that baby. You know what was sad to me was when I saw the little baby carriage in the trash.
Yeah, like, and his blanket too.
Yeah. His little blanket.
I was like, oh, he's naked.
I thought he was dead. I was like, oh, that's sad.
Yeah, that anyway. Pushed him, didn't it?
Yeah.
That's when he saw the baby carriage.
You want to talk about that flashback?
Yeah, the flashback. I was gonna say. Yeah, you overlooked it.
Yeah, we kind of overlooked it. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah,
that was during the whole Mandalorian, the whole smithing scene, right?
When he's getting his smithing porn.
Yeah.
When he's getting his chest piece made and all this other stuff made.
Yeah. Like he has a flashback to when, like, I guess his parent, like, I guess there was like an invasion or whatever in his little city when he was growing up, when he was a kid. And his parents threw him into a well, I guess I would say. And then they got
cellar, I think.
Yeah. They got destroyed. They got obliterated off screen, and like you hear or you see him down in the well. And then the well opens up to see a huge what is it, super battle droid.
Yeah, it has the super battle droid.
And I'm like, I wonder and it stops right there. And it's I'm guessing, I want to guess that he gets saved by a Jedi. I want to say it.
That would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
That would make a lot of sense, especially like how at awe he was when Baby Yoda.
Or maybe it was
that.
Maybe it was Yoda.
Oh, see, that would make it in the Clone Wars, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, see, I'm trying to think of the setting, not too old, like during, like I want to say during the Empire, like because they basically control the Trade Federation, right?
Yeah.
So it's not outside the realm of possibility that they send the battle droids against the Mandalorians because they couldn't afford to lose the troops because they know they would get dicked on.
Yeah.
So they just send in battle droids, but it could also be the Clone Wars too, like the invasion of Mandalore or something like that. Or not even Mandalore, maybe just the village.
I was gonna say even in the first episode, that dude was when he's collecting that dude, and he was talking about his ship, and he was like, "Oh, cool! This is pretty cool. This is a pretty cool ship. It's
pre-Empire,
pre-Empire, pre-Clone Wars, I think, something like that.
Something like that. I say pre-something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, okay, that's pretty neat.
Yeah. I'm hoping it's Clone Wars. I mean, it would be so cool just to have, I don't know, clone troopers show up.
I know.
Or not even, maybe just Yoda or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that too. That could be also too. One of the group of clone troopers that we follow in Clone Wars.
Oh, that'll be. Oh god, that's too much for me. That's too
Like
much.
Rex?
Everything's connected.
Yes,
Yeah,
I know.
Rex shows up, or whoever. No, that's Obi-Wan, right? Cody's
Yeah.
was Obi-Wan's commander.
Yeah,
Or was
Cody was-
Obi-Wan's clone commander that he was in charge of?
Yeah.
It was Rex, Cody. I forget who Yoda was in charge of, who his commander was. Not
Yeah.
like who was under him.
I was gonna say Anakin was Rex, wasn't it?
Yeah. The 501st, and then I forgot Obi-Wan's. The Star Brigade or something like that.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
It
That would be
nice,
really
yeah.
cool.
Everything's just so connected. Well, it's like in those it's this series is made by the group that did Clone Wars.
Oh, that's
It's-
true.
Yeah, like Dave Filoni and I don't know if John Favreau had a
Like a hand in it or something.
a hand in it, but I know Dave Filoni, he's like the reason why Clone Wars exists and it's coming back.
Yeah, killing. No, anyway.
Oh my god, I want to see that episode. I want to see that series. That if it's only for one series, oh man, I hope they're like, it's like it's crazy. I hope it's crazy. It's like see Order 66 being put into play, and just like seeing like Rex and I think there's only like 2 remaining guys left.
Because it's Wolf and Rex. That's who I know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think Gregory, the Republic Commando.
Yeah.
I don't see. That's in Rebels. I have no idea.
Yeah. Oh man.
Alive.
Yeah,
oh my. Just imagining like a clone trooper who's actually just someone in armor and not CGI.
Yeah.
It's like he takes off his helm or something like that, or they bring back the actor or something.
Yeah.
They de-age him.
It's gonna be awesome. Okay, but anyway, yeah. Going back to
Where
the
were
thing. He's about to he's
about to go.
He's about to go in there. So he sets up all these like cool little traps and whatever, whatnot. Not traps. He sets up a little bomb and he blows up a piece of the wall. I'm getting very descriptive. Anyway, he goes in there and he kills most all the stormtroopers that are in there. He rescues the baby from the scientist, but the scientist was like, "No, I was trying to keep him alive because I don't want him to die." But he takes him anyway. Takes a little baby Yoda and he runs out. He runs out. He kills even more stormtroopers.
Lights one on fire, which was
Yeah.
pretty cool and kind of grotesque. But yeah.
Oh yeah, he burns one alive. Yeah, that's good.
Burn alive. Yeah. I wanted to see how the flamethrower would work because so far it hasn't shit.
Yeah. I always felt like it was more like a distraction.
Yeah.
Like it's more of like a distractive weapon or whatever. But yeah, he used it as a freaking flamethrower and it's roasted that dude.
Roast that guy. His body just thunk. Just
Made
hits
marshmallows. Oh my god. And he goes out there and he tries to get to his ship, but like the guildmaster and all the rest of the bounty hunters come out
Like,
there.
I want you, Mando. I want you.
Mando.
I want you. Living in America. Like what? Hand to hand. Across
ever
the
since I
nation. You're like,
found out
what's
that
going
was-
on?
Ever since I found out that was Carl Weathers, I was like, Creed?
I like to think he didn't die. He just he put him in ice, suspended him, and he just woke up like on this planet.
Also, I was watching like that day Happy Gilmore came on too, and I was like, I forgot he was in this
Holy
movie.
shit! See, he died there. He got frozen.
Yeah.
It's like Liam Neeson. It's the same person. He dies. He wakes up as another person. I was like,
Yeah.
as whoever it wasn't taken, and he died there or whatever, and he wakes up as Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah. Oh man, it's gonna be awesome. Yeah, and then okay, they try to kill him to get the bounty back. I always forgot to say that. Yeah, what's it called? The Imperial officer sent out a bunch of he didn't just send the Mandalorian to go find the baby. He also sent I guess he
everybody basically.
got every
Everyone.
every bounty hunter in that sector, pretty much.
Yeah.
In that area, had a little, I guess, a little like tracker
You called it
device,
like
or
a key
whatever.
fob or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
little tracker
Which is
device,
weird.
and that's why they're out there, because the tracker device went off, and so they're like, oh, okay, bounty is still there, so they all went out there and found out, oh man, the Mandalorian is out there with the baby. I guess we got to kill the Mandalorian as well. So Mandalorian fights his way out. He's cornered, but he's almost about to die. Then all of a sudden, boom! All the Mandalorians that were there. It starts raining. Yeah, as I say, it starts raining Mandalorians. One has a chain gun, which is freaking awesome.
Oh, I saw that. I was like, LT's
Big
gonna like
boy.
this guy.
Big boy.
Well,
It was the dude that was like trying to remove his helmet too.
Like he flew with a chain gun. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god,
I was like, I want that guy. I want that guy.
he's a hefty guy.
Yeah, it's huge. Anyway, he escapes, almost escapes, but then Carl Weathers, I don't know his name in the
I don't know his name either. I swear it was something else. Well, anyway, yeah.
Guildmaster, sneaks up behind him in his ship, tries to give him an ultimatum or something like that, if I remember right. Bounty Hunter just shoots him in the chest, flies all the way out, because the impact of that blaster, and Mandalorian takes off, has a pretty corny little flight with the dude. I thought that was kind of like little corny there, with the big guy up there, salutes him, and they're off.
Yeah, that was
But-
weird. Oh, well,
That was.
it's like I see. The funny thing is, during that scene when everyone's flying about, I was like, "Huh?
Yeah,
How come he doesn't have one?"
yeah.
And then that scene
oh,
comes
yeah,
up.
He says that. Yeah, at the end, he's like, "I got to get me one of those." And I was like, "Oh right, he doesn't have a jetpack."
Yeah, I was like, "Well, how come you don't have a flying thing?"
Yeah,
And then the guy flies up, like, "I'll be your wingman anytime. I'm alive. I'm not dead."
yeah. I just felt like that was like the only part I was like, "That's a little corny, guys." Oh yeah, and Carl Weathers is not dead. He got saved
Yeah.
by the Mandalorian steel that he had in his chest, or
Yeah,
had
like rush
tucked
hour.
away in his chest. Yep. Like
Thank you,
Rush Hour.
Beskar. He kisses it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and when he gets stabbed in the chest, and then the
Oh, yeah,
bills
yeah.
stop it. Thank
Okay.
you, Benjamin.
That was the end. That was the end of Mandalore.
And then the post
Great A stuff.
And I'm
Was
just
there
kidding.
post-credits
There's no
scene? I was
no, there
gonna say, I
wasn't.
was like, oh,
Just artwork, which was pretty nice.
I love that. I love those artworks, dude. Those little slides. I'm pretty sure it's the what are those things called?
like concept art.
Not concept art, but just the frame by frame artwork that they do. I forget what it's called.
Oh, storyboard.
Yeah, storyboard. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's some awesome storyboard. I'll be like, can I have these? Like, no.
I'll pay you lots. I'll pay you imperial credits, or whatever calamari flan that was when he paid it the first time.
Some weird credit, weird money looking stuff.
It's like squishy.
yeah. Yeah, I thought that was the best one so far. That was a pretty good way to end that arc. And I was like, is it over? I'm like, I guess so, because Jon Favreau, I think it's the end of Jon Favreau's three-parter. And now we're gonna go to another writer and find out they're gonna destroy who the character is.
Are they bringing up Gina the next one?
I believe so. I would think so. So
Because
people
she's
can stop complaining that there's no female lead or female characters in
like
the
she's
movie,
on
in
the front
show.
when you
Yeah.
press play. She's there, and
Oh god, that's like the only thing I kept hearing like all these last 2 weeks. Even in Grace's review, not she wasn't talking about like the lack of people. The third episode, all I heard was just like, "Oh, this was directed by a woman." I'm like, that's kind of an insult. I feel like that's insulting to that person.
It sounds like it's an insult. Like a
oh
woman
look, it's
directed this.
by that's how I felt when I hear it. A lot of people will say like, "Oh yeah, cool." Like that's not how I hear it. I hear it like, "Oh, a woman directed it." I'm like, that like what like women can direct stuff.
What are you
too,
trying to
guys.
say?
Yeah, what are you trying to say? But yeah, that was like the big thing about this one. Is like, yeah, a lady named Deborah Chow, whatever, Chang, something like that. I'm sorry,
one of them's right.
Butchering, yeah, one of them butchering it. Yeah, she was like, yeah, she was the one to direct it, and like everyone was giving her praise, and I was like, cool. That's awesome.
I didn't even notice that. I skipped the credits. It's not like I stay. Well, I don't really. Sorry, I don't pay attention to the legion of people who worked on this production.
Yeah. And yeah, that's what like Grace was saying. Like, oh, that's a plus. And I was like, that's a plus. I was like, okay, like, I don't see why. Like, just because that doesn't. I always say like it doesn't matter what you are. Just if you're creative, you can freaking you go with it, dude.
Yeah. Would you rather be a woman that directed or a director who's a woman who happens to be a woman?
That's what irks me. Is just like because I feel like it's always a backhanded compliment when they say like, oh, it's the first whatever, or it was directed by so and so, or or like a black person, Asian, Hispanic person. I'm just like, I feel like it's a backhanded compliment because it's just like, oh, you can make this stuff. Like I didn't know your kind can make that stuff. to me, I was just like,
no, it definitely sounds like that.
Yeah, it's like. Yeah, we all are humans. We all are human beings, no matter what, like the color our skin is. It shouldn't matter what the color our skin is, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
Or what's in between our legs. What is or what isn't in between our legs.
Yes.
There you go. My rant for today. Yeah. Yeah. Good for her. I hate when I say that too.
I just hate that it's a selling point, or sorry, oh Grace, it's a plus.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was good. It's more of a selling point. It was good, but and everyone was like, yeah, it was good. Can you believe a female directed that movie? I'm like, why did you bring that up? Like,
even if it's a guy, it's like, oh my gosh, a dude directed a female, not a female, but a romance movie. Can you believe it?
Yeah,
a dude did it.
Like I'm pretty sure dudes have like it takes two to tango, guys. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they're. I'm putting gay in both, like of the term.
In the same dancing analogy.
Yeah, the same dancing analogy. Yeah, the same dance. It doesn't matter if you're single or gay. It doesn't matter. Or single, like straight or gay. It's both of them. You still have like both same. It takes two to understand romance.
Yeah.
And the guys know romance. Come on, man. William Shakespeare.
No, everyone dies in all of his writing.
It's always a tragedy for him.
Speak of writing, did she write or direct it?
She directed it. Jon Favreau.
She directed it. And Jon Favreau wrote it. Okay. Never mind. That's what I was going to say. Because I was gonna praise the writing, but
he wrote it. Yeah, I was gonna say he wrote he wrote it, but she brought it to life.
Yeah.
Which
I did like where during the scene, my plus scene was when they were fighting. They're talking about the whole background of the Mandalorians. Mm-hmm. And that it's written as though they fight first. You're like, just let them fight. All right, don't baby them, don't coddle them, and just before they're about to kill each other, then stop them. I like that edit, that directing.
That was good because she was just order. Like
I know you can feel it.
You can feel the expressions like in her, even though they're faceless entities with Matt on. Yeah, they're faceless entities. You're just like her expression alone, just like she kind of like looked away. She's like,
She sits back down, does she?
Yeah,
she sits back down.
Yeah, she sits back down. Yeah, she sits back down and watches them.
Great.
Yeah.
All the other Mandalorians are like, yeah, fucking kill him.
Oh, by the way, this thing is not for children. Our stuff is not for children. By the way,
What are we now? PG-13. I
we have
dropped
to
an
be
F
like.
bomb.
I think we just have to be rated R now. Well, because
Your
like we're
discretion
talking.
is advised.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about after this. After we get done,
No, YouTube stuff.
busting a nut on
here.
YouTube stuff. Yeah, busting a
Yeah.
nut over Mandalorian. But yeah, we'll talk about that later. Yeah. Hold up, I have to go do something real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Do whatever you guys.
Sit in silence.
Alright.
Yeah.
No, just-
Sit in silence.
Be right back.
All right.
Oh man. Anyway, I love the episode. I thought it was great. It's beautiful.
Go
In all
on.
ways.
More. Say
More?
more.
You want more? I'll give you more.
No, I agree. There's a lot of stormtroopers in that building. It's not a
There
critique.
was.
It was just
I thought
funny.
there was because at
What
first
a
you're like, oh, it's only 4 or something like that, and then like all of a sudden you're like, no, that whole building's full of them apparently,
There's a
and that whole
crap ton.
building's like this crazy maze too apparently.
Apparently, and he stabs one through the armor. So
Yeah.
that kind of makes me think: is that armor really good for anything if it can't stop a knife?
Yeah. Oh, I was wondering too, like, so you know how the blade
Alright, man.
like shines or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that like supposed to be like an instant kill?
Which
Because like any blade, like all the blades that have shown up have like a
like a
seem
little
like-
shine to it,
Yeah.
like a little
Like a
shimmer.
shine,
Shimmer.
whatever. Like as if it's vibrating or something like that.
Oh well, that's exactly what it is. It's a vibrating blade.
All right.
Not the
But, I
fun.
mean, is it like an automatic kill whenever they stab something with it?
It seems like it.
Because I mean that's how he killed the big
The thing in the neck.
yeah, big rhino thing. Because you would think even with you wouldn't think a blade would just kill that. Not when
See-
you stabbed it even.
Okay, in the EU,
Uh-huh.
I think they're called Kurani blades,
Uh-huh.
and they could go toe to toe with lightsabers.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's because they're composite, and the fact that, like you said, they're vibrating, not the fun kind.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that would kill you instantly, Star Wars stuff. But then again, I don't know how phaser could kill you.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All right. I'm gonna have to wrap this up real quick.
okay.
Okay. Give us my rating for Matt. The third one is a 5, obviously. Great action, great. It kept me great pacing all over, all around it.
Mhm.
And overall, just fun for me. That's
Yeah.
my subjective thing. For me.
Okay.
Go. What about you, Mike?
Give it I'll say 4.5.
Okay.
The cheesy thing at the end kind of took me out of it.
You guys suck. I love that scene. All right, especially the fact that he saluted him and everything and flew off, and that was kind of weird.
I mean, I was just kind of taken aback at how much fuel that thing's got.
That's what I thought too. It's like, wait, that can reach the atmosphere?
Yeah.
Like, 4.5, the same. Not because of that jetpack scene, but it's you could see everything coming from a mile away.
Oh yeah.
Especially that he's pinned down. Like, okay, the Mandalorians are going to show up, or when he gets
Sure.
a weapon upgrade, he's going to use it. Well, see, I didn't know he was going to use it there. I thought he would just have like a bag full of thermal jets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was going to use it there and blah blah blah. But yeah, so far it's a high 4.5 though.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
keep it up.
All
Keep it
right.
up, guys.
All right. Yeah. That's awesome. All right. Cool. Hold up. I want to talk about the whole YouTube thing real quick. Because I gotta start making dinner.
Okay.
Yeah, that whole thing happened, and me and Michael were discussing it yesterday, and just trying to figure out what this whole thing is going to be about now, since we really can't do anything that's considered childish.
Yeah.
Well, childish
It's a
in
whole-
what way? What do you mean?
It's like a
childish?
whole gray area of how things work because I mean you can make a whole apparently you can make a whole animated series and it can be an adult like was it Happiness and Cyanide, but
Uh-huh.
apparently they'll probably get flagged too by this whole entire thing because it's animated, right?
Is that what I'm hearing? Most of like you have to
yeah,
be
like
sure
most things are being like they're probably going to get cut down because of that.
because of like the kids are gonna think that this is for them,
Yeah.
but it's not. So we have to make sure that our rating. Okay, that's what I've been hearing recently, but I didn't know they put it into action.
Yeah,
Not yet. It's next year.
As far as I've known, yeah, just because the fact that from what I've heard, it's because they were fined. YouTube was fined several 160 million or something like that, if I remember right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear that vaguely.
Now they're like, all right, we're not going to take that kind of hit anymore, so we're going to put it on you guys to
sort your own stuff out.
Your own stuff out, yeah. And if you don't comply with this, if you don't comply with this, or you have to, or you don't set under our rules or their rule or some sort of government's rules. I don't know what's regulating it now.
It was like a regulation on like
children's
not targeted advertisements or something like that. Basically, so anything that's like for kids, they can't have targeted advertisements in front of it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that I hear, and like pedophiles. Like that's so vague.
Because it was like this whole entire crazy thing that led up into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so if we don't what's it called with our videos or anything like that, we'll be fined 42,000?
Yeah.
A video. Every video that we
have. Video.
Do you know who hit them? Who hit them with the fine? Was it the FCC?
No idea. No, I don't think it was that. It was like a thing called COPA.
Yeah, it was like I think like the thing itself is like FTC or something like that. I haven't watched the video on it, but yeah, it was one of those things that apparently YouTube should have won out, but because they kept posting up our platform is popular with ages 2 and up or 2 to 12 or something like that. That's what hurt them in the long run. Because it's something about you can't collect data on children 12 and under. I think is what it's supposed to be. Yeah, you can't collect data on children 12 and under. And because they were doing it and they kept publicizing it, that's what cut into them.
So we're all getting screwed because YouTube was just dumb.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so I don't know what we're going to do. Well, I guess we could still do it, but we just have to
you have a warning description saying that's for adults.
Start cussing up a storm or something like that.
Even then, there's this whole other argument, but that's some other channels that had to worry about that.
Yeah, because remember, I wanted to do introduce us into because I wanted to introduce tabletop games. I wanted to learn how to play tabletop games and board games and stuff like that. So I was gonna have a little a segment with us playing with me or Mike or whatever group. Whenever if you ever come over there or we ever go over there, have a little video of us just playing a board game or a tabletop.
Yeah.
That certain segment, or just having people explain stuff to us, stuff like that. And I was can we even do that anymore? Because it's tabletop games, it's board games. Yeah,
because children might find it fun. Yeah, that's basically.
And I was like, do we have to be bland? Here, this is how you do this. No colors at all. We'll put all of our stuff in black and white. Just oh, look at the colors.
That's weird. I don't.
We're going into
I don't know. Maybe just put warnings. Just because, are they reinforcing it, or they put it into the service of agreement?
But yeah, that's what
something you have to think about.
Yeah, because every time I upload a video, they're or you have to do this and make sure it's not for children. And I'm all right, just do this. Is it for children? I'm no. None of this is for children. It could be, but I don't think they want to hear I don't want to think they want to sit and look at a freaking blue and white video.
They don't want to hear us talk about criticisms and stuff like that.
Yeah
I wouldn't think anyway.
Yeah, it sounds like that's how they're gonna group all of us, if someone looks for that. That's what's going to be the SEO or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, it's a bummer note to sign off on, but anyway, okay, we'll see you next weekend. Until then, have a good one. I am SR Native. You can catch me at Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch under SR Native 87. And go ahead.
I've been Forever Delicious. You can catch me on Twitter and Twitch. On Twitch at Forever Delicious and on Twitter at Forever Delicious without the E before the R.
And I'm Zen Pixel. That's Zen XEN Pixel. You can catch me on Twitter and Instagram.
All right, I was so smooth last week. I don't know why.
It was.
I had a horrible transition that time. Anyway, all right. We'll see you next week, guys. Until then, have a good week, and stay safe. And we'll see you next week. All right, later.
This time the cat's asleep.